Even though many were hoping for him to face consequences, it turns out that won't be the case. Christian Horner is the longest-serving team principal on the grid and will keep serving in that role. But this whole mess might create more distance between him and certain team members like Helmut Marko and the Verstappen clan. But will this affect Red Bull's operations a lot? And will Horner change how he manages things, becoming less biased perhaps? Recently, some screenshots were leaked containing messages between Horner and his accuser. The cache includes screen grabs of WhatsApp exchanges between Horner and his accuser, complete with images. The leak from the email address feb29th@gmail.com was sent to numerous journalists reporting on the case, creating widespread circulation online. The motives behind the leak remain unknown, but its timing on the eve of the first Grand Prix in Bahrain adds a dramatic twist. A total of 79 screenshots surfaced on various outlets and social media platforms, starting with Weibo in China and spreading to X, formerly Twitter. Horner, Red Bull's team principal and husband to Jerry Halliwell, responded by issuing a legal letter through Harbottle and Lewis, a prominent law firm known for handling privacy and reputation matters for celebrities and royals. The letter threatened legal action against any organization that published the leaked messages. Horner's legal team insists that making the messages public would be unlawful and reiterated his denial of the allegations. The situation adds another layer of intrigue to an already contentious case as the Formula One season kicks off. A few days ago, Red Bull officially declared that Christian Horner didn't engage in any misconduct after investigating allegations against him. The report, about 100 pages long, dug deep into everything, thanks to both the external and internal lawyers hired by Red Bull. They were on a mission to make sure no issues slipped past the racing branch. In an official statement, the Austrian brand revealed, "The independent investigation into the allegations made against Mr. Horner is complete." They confirmed the complaint got tossed out, but the complainer can still appeal. However, Red Bull is pretty sure the investigation was fair and square. But since the report has private info, they're keeping quiet out of respect for everyone involved. But despite the thorough examination clearing Horner's name, it's notable that his reputation took a hit for 3 weeks due to accusations of something he didn't do. Throughout the entire case, Horner's wife was left at home in tears, supporting him endlessly. While the outcome ended well for his personal life, things could have gone much worse. Team principals like Zach Brown and Toto Wolff criticized the lack of transparency in the investigation, suggesting that information wasn't adequately shared with sports officials. A lot was at stake here from various perspectives. At the forefront of public scrutiny is the man under whom Red Bull clinched 13 combine championships and who has led them since day one in the sport. Naturally, he has peers below him who fully support him. Some have strongly suggested that Horner is being used as a pawn in a power shift currently happening within Red Bull. An ERS test engineer within Red Bull remarked that when Horner would have his name cleared, which is what has happened now, it would signify a significant event. When Horner's name was cleared, it triggered a massive applause of support, underlining that the team is firmly on his side. It became evident that trying to undermine him is not the right move if anyone intends to destabilize Red Bull's racing branch. However, the identity of the female employee involved remains undisclosed. Apart from her role in creating a false image for Christian Horner, certain media outlets, including The Telegraph, could face repercussions for their actions. While technically they didn't do anything wrong since the information was later confirmed by the Austrian team, the fact that Horner's name was dragged into the rumor mill and he was defamed provides a strong foundation for him to file a lawsuit against the ongoing damage to his reputation. The consequences are not settled just because Horner was declared innocent. The presumption of innocence until proven guilty is crucial here. Helmut Marko, who leans towards the Austrian side of Red Bull's ownership, may have a lot to say about how this situation concluded. He was hesitant to comment until the matter was resolved, possibly expecting Horner to be ousted due to the influence of Mark Matiskitz, the son of the late Dietrich Matiskitz. The Austrian side owns 49% of the company, with the Thai side holding 51%. Regardless of Marko and Matischitz's intentions, they couldn't make decisions without the signature of late Chaleo Uvidya, who always saw Horner as close as a son. It appears that Uvidya was in the right all along, and this was indeed a power struggle within the team, with one side attempting to take matters into their own hands. There was a lot on the line for Red Bull in this case. Beyond the team owners seeking more transparency, their official badging partner from 2026 onwards, Ford, expressed frustration through their CEO about the lack of information regarding the case. In a letter, Jim Farley stated, "We are likewise frustrated by the lack of full transparency surrounding this matter with us, your corporate partners, and looking forward to receiving a complete account of all findings." Ford emphasized the importance of racing partners demonstrating a genuine commitment to shared values. They offered their availability to discuss the matter, insisting on and hoping for a resolution that everyone can stand behind. Adding to the complexity, there's a suggestion for Christian Horner to step down from his role until the investigation is resolved. Looking at it from this perspective, one might wonder if it was all a well-orchestrated setup. What if Horner had heeded inside advice, including counsel from his close friend Bernie Ecclestone? Although Ecclestone was supportive of Horner, he believed the situation was blown out of proportion, and he highlighted the evident power shift within the team, emphasizing that Horner seemed unable to decide or defend himself against the accusations. Before, there was a lot of talk about how Verstappen's family was restrictive regarding their relationship with Horner. While Horner mentioned that his relationship with Max hasn't changed, Max, the Dutchman, refused to express support for the team principle or discuss anything about it publicly. All he said was that his relationship with the team wouldn't change, regardless of the case's outcome. Here's what he said: "The allegation case of Horner does not affect me. I'm very focused on the performance of the car myself, and hopefully it will be resolved very, very soon. I'm trusting the process that's happening right now. That's the thing I mentioned with it. But besides that, when you talk about performance, it's very important that everyone sticks together." There's one inevitable scenario we're going to witness in Red Bull, and that's the further deepening of the bad politics already present in the Austrian team. Things are getting pretty tense there. Even before this whole mess came to light, there were already some internal issues bubbling up since the passing of Dietrich Mateschitz. It's kind of weird how suddenly, after 20 years of success, Horner's hit with accusations of inappropriate behavior towards a female employee. You know, these cases can really tarnish someone's reputation fast, especially if there's not enough evidence to back it up. Now everyone's wondering how big of an impact Horner's name will have. There's even talk that the female side might have been offered a chunk of change to drop the allegations. But hey, that's just a rumor floating around for now. Red Bull's trying to shift gears and focus on the Bahrain GP, but they've got a ton of weight on their shoulders because they've been trying out a design that Mercedes tossed out as a failure in the past 2 years. But hey, the good news is that all the engineers are sticking with the Austrian team for now. And those rumors about Newey or Horner leaving? Total bunk, at least for the time being. There was some chatter about Adrian Newey's contract being tied to Christian Horner's, so if one bailed, the other could follow suit. Teams like Mercedes and McLaren, maybe a bit selfish to say it outright, might have been hoping for a different outcome regarding Horner's future with Red Bull. This could explain why Toto Wolff's statements about Mercedes standing up for diversity, inclusion, equality, and fairness might be a bit of a jab in the eye. Zak Brown chimed in, stating that McLaren wouldn't do anything similar to the accusations against Horner, even before he was declared innocent. It's pretty clear that he's already feeling the heat from this case, whether we want to admit it or not. With all this in mind, everyone's counting down to Bahrain. If Red Bull doesn't pull off the performance they're hoping for with their new design, it'll be interesting to see how they handle the fallout. Horner's always been about no driver being above the team, but this whole saga has people questioning whether it was a huge setup. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And once you've done that, be a legend and hit that subscribe button to keep the content flowing. See you in the next one.